welcome back, everyone. My name's Kate Port, and in this episode, I am joined once again by our founders, Peter and Rodrigo. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Kate, here we are again. How are you?
Thanks for having us again, Kate. You don't
Absolutely.
get tired of us.
No, not yet. I don't know. Ask me in a couple of months. I might have a different answer. Well, guys, thanks for coming on again. As the founders of this enterprise integration platform company, you've both experienced the importance of integration. And I think many people listening in say, yeah, integration is important to me too. It might mean something different to everyone, right? We talked previously in episodes about connection being an important piece, but now we're going to dive in a little bit deeper, talking more specifically about integration. So for the part of the audience that doesn't fully appreciate integration, they don't eat, breathe, live in this world of integration. How do you explain what an integration platform is and what the benefit might be? So I'm going to actually have Peter jump in for this one first, and then we'll see what Rodrigo has to add.
Excellent, Kate. Yeah, this is a large question, right? The way I love explaining this is thinking about how the world is changing, right? What does it mean for the world to be digital, right? And if we go back a couple of years ago, right, we would see huge organizations, right? Large organizations that knew it all, right? They had everything inside. They could do basically everything they wanted. And of course, they could push the experience as they wanted to the customers. And we were used to that, right? But as the world evolved, new experiences started to show up, right? And then, of course, internet, digital, apps, right? Mobility, mobile phones, all that good stuff started to show up. And we started to see better, improved experiences, paradoxically led by smaller organizations focused on specific things, right? So all of a sudden, these large banks were being challenged by little, small, focused on, let's say, credit card or maybe just on the account part of the banking system, but doing that very well. So all of a sudden, we saw that those large monolith organizations start to break up in smaller ones, right? And now, in order to deliver a new business model, these organizations started to connect with others that were better in specific parts of the business process, right? So maybe you are in e-commerce, but you don't know how to deliver to the customer's home. So why you try to do that if you can partner with someone else that are much better than you and can give a much better experience, right? So all these monolith being break down in smaller parts, and now a composition of all these things being very important for these new disruptive and business models, guess what is showing up as a very important capacity that organizations need to have? Being able to connect, being able to integrate, being able to exchange information, being able to adapt to things that are coming. Not in 9 months from now, but today, right? I need to change my partner in order to be able to deliver a better experience. I better do it now, not tomorrow, right? So the way I like to see integration in a very, very, very high level way is integrations, at least the modern integrations, because integration is an old computing problem, but the new integration problem is really giving organizations that adaptability, that flexibility of connecting everything, and not only connecting, but reconnecting, recombining, right? And we, Digibee, we are solving that problem. We are giving our customers a platform. We solve that problem for them. They just need to use us. And as they go, as they adopt, they will be able to really change fast. That's what we want to give them.
There were a few things in there that made me think about what the market looks like today. And if you think about 5-10 years ago, there were less than 50 marketing technology platforms on the market, right? Again, just 5 years ago, think about that. Now we've got more than 380 tools to select from, and that's typically just in one vertical, right? I mean, think about all the email platforms. Think about all the CRMs that you could select, right? And those are things that are just near and dear to our heart here at Digibee. So it's very interesting that it's becoming more complex. How do I connect to all of these things? And companies are changing from one system to the next, driven by some form of consumer demand for their product or the service that they're offering, or how that company services. So it becomes very complex. Whereas historically, we were just looking at acquisition of buying all those companies. Oh, I like that technology, I'm going to buy it. Now we're saying, well, we really like the little guys and gals, and we're going to get those platforms more deeply connected so that we can get our business advanced more quickly. So it's a very interesting dynamic that's happening where integration is becoming critical in order to compete in a new age, and everything is digital. Right? Look at the three of us. We're in 3 different locations. We're able to get this done. And when we've got video, we've got audio. I mean, just the advancement in technology that happened in the last 5 or 10 years has absolutely put pressure on how do I get the most out of what I'm getting. So with that, Rodrigo, you've heard a lot about this. You've obviously talked to a number of companies and enterprises. What are you describing integration like, and the world that's existing today when it comes to integration?
In this digital world, we have better applications, better user experiences, So everybody now is used to interact with your provider through an app. And nobody needs to explain. You don't need a manual to use an app, right? So things start to becoming easier in business these days. But business is still running in some very old legacy monolith applications. The big ERPs where everything happens inside that only one application. But now it's impossible to keep up this new demand for user experience that you haven't had before. It's hard to keep up with those kind of applications architecture to build. Now, companies are more, they're being enabled, they're being encouraged to hire their own applications, each department of a company. So even business professionals that are not used to technology, they can easily hire a modern application, a new system, a new maybe a ticketing systems, or a service delivery system, or a CRM, or even ERPs. The end users are being able to deliver that. And what happened, as Peter said, everything is becoming so much more specialized. You will choose the application that will better solve that specific problem. But that comes with the problem of not talking to each other. So we foresee a feature where the business will choose the right application to do their own work. Each department, why not each person's? But we will have to have ways to make all those applications work together as if they were inside a fabric, connecting everything, you see. That's why platforms will become increasingly important when that day comes. And it's not far from us, right? In the past, we're talking about connecting tens, maybe hundreds of applications. Now we're talking about connecting thousands of services and millions of devices. So we will have to have ways to better connect those dots. And when I say connection, it's not just about plugging one cable to the other. I mean, how do I monitor if everything is running in sync with the performance we need for one transaction? So there will be different requirements that we haven't had in the past. So the problem is not getting any simpler. Even with the advent of APIs and people saying, no, I can talk to the world now, I'm in the cloud. Yes, we are solving a bunch of old issues, but we are creating new problems, new challenges. And platforms will be there to abstract all that complexity that the technicians or the people need to deal with. That's how I foresee.
I mean,
Business.
yeah. As you were talking, I was thinking, think about connected devices. Just looking at my desk, I have 6 different things that are connected to one computer. And that's the sort of the hub. So you think about platform, you think about scale, you think about the ways that this has to work. I mean, and that's just as a consumer, right? I cannot imagine what it's like to be in Peter's shoes, trying to connect all those applications that are marketing and sales, and CEO is coming and saying, hey, we need to, get these up and running and see value out of them. So thank you both for participating in this. I think we're getting into the meat of integration, and I love to see it. Good explanations of what integration is and why it's so important and critical to how we do business today. Thank you both for joining, and I'm looking forward to having you again on a future episode.
Excellent. Thank you, Kate. See you next time.
Thank you so much, Kate. Great conversation. Thank you.